and you tell me that you work in an organization, and I get an independent inquiry to find out whether you really work there, I have not committed any crime. But if I am married to you and I tell you I'm going to Osogbo and you are investigating whether I truly went to Osogbo, there is no marriage. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So you need to understand that love is blind only in marriage. So before you marry, shine your eyes, shine your brain, verify. If the person told you I'm 28, say, did you say 28? Because he may be saying 38, 48, and 48, I'm 38. It happened to life in the Kenya register. It happened. It was when they wanted to say I'm 38, 48. You said 39, I said 48, and then it became funny. Hello. So where do they work? Verify. Don't just accept it. Trust but verify. Investigate before you invest. So before you get married, love is not blind. Are you seeing it now? So many times I say love is blind, love is blind. Yes, love is blind, but not before you marry. It is after you marry that love should become blind. And that's where I want to start with this morning. So you are not yet married. You met a man, you met a woman. You are about to commit your destiny and the rest of your life into that relationship. At that point in time, you should not allow your emotion to be the one making the decision. You should not allow comfort and convenience to be the one making the decision. You should allow the Spirit of God and common sense, wisdom, to be the one making that decision. So at that point in time, no matter what you feel, you need to be sensible enough. You need to have a grasp of your faculty enough to be able to think, analyze, and put everything in proper perspective under the leading of the Holy Spirit. Because when you are not yet married, that is the time that you can question some things. That is the time that you can investigate things. That is the time that you can check out to ascertain things. When you get married, some of the things you can do before you marry, when you do it in marriage, it will be equal to error, because it will mean that you don't trust. And when there's no trust, there's no relationship. If I am not yet married to you, and you tell me that you work in an organization, and I get an independent inquiry to find out whether you really work there, I have not committed any crime. But if I am married to you, and I tell you I'm going to Osogbo and you are investigating whether I truly went to Osogbo, there is no marriage. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So you need to understand that love is blind only in marriage. So before you marry, shine your eyes, shine your brain, verify. If the person told you I'm 28, say, did you say 28? Because he may be saying 38, 48, and 48, I'm 38. It happened to life in the Kenya register. It happened. It was when they wanted to say I'm 38, 48. You said 39, I said 48, and then it became funny. Hello. So where do they work? Verify. Don't just accept it. Trust but verify. Investigate before you invest. So before you get married, love is not blind. Don't go blindly into a relationship and somebody tell you I'm going to change. Don't worry, I'm a work in progress. Don't go and commit your life, because I've told you before in this series, you are not the one to rehabilitate people that have not been well trained. Hello. People that don't have home training, people whose parents didn't do a good job on them. You are not supposed to come and be a messiah to come and finish the unfinished work of the parents. People that have bad home training, bad upbringing, people that have not been well cultured, that are not okay. You are not an hospital to try to treat them from the deficiencies of their life. Because many of us think that we are messiah. You carry trouble, and when the trouble enters, you now begin to cry. Nobody sends you a message. You are not a messiah. Because when that thing is doing you jiggy, 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 you are thinking you can cope, only to enter to realize you can't cope. So let's go to the other aspect. Now listen and listen well. The very minute you marry, love shifts from just feeling to the real love. What was our definition of love? Love is a choice. That's what we concluded. Do you remember the series when we started? Love is not a feeling. No. Love involves a feeling, but love is not a feeling. Love is a choice. Love is a choice you make to be committed to someone. For God so loved the world, he gave. He made a choice. For God so, God loving us is not about feeling, oh, I just feel good about these people. No. Even while you were yet a sinner, when there was nothing good to feel about you, he loved you. So love is a choice, not a feeling, even though it involves a feeling. So before you get married, many people tend to be carried away by that feeling. But when you now get married, you will realize that sometimes you feel like being alone. You are not going to feel jiggy about your spouse every day. Don't let anybody deceive you. Sometimes you will feel like, oh my baby, can you just excuse me? I just want to be alone. I don't have your time now. Even the children you gave birth to, you will drive them and say, hey, nobody should come to. I don't want to see anybody. No, but I don't want to hear anything. Oh yeah, all of you go. Doesn't mean you don't love them. No, you love them. But at that time, it's not about feeling. Love is not a feeling, it's a choice. So when you now get married, you have to be blind to many things, or else you will not marry you. So once you get married, love is blind. Did you get the balance now? Love is what? Only marriage. If you open your eye to everything that your spouse is going to do, you will run mad. I mean, as in mad, correct mad, as in real madness, completely, you will go insane. I'm telling you. Because there will be many things that, you see, in Yoruba, they say, arokon. When you keep thinking, there are many things that if you decide to think about it, the enemy will write a script, he will do casting, they will shoot the movie, they will edit it and do premiere, all in your brain in less than 2 seconds. I'm telling you, if you don't believe, don't try to express it. Because let me tell you something, there are things they will say, you will hear something else. There are things they will do, it's something else that will come to your mind. It's a mind game. So you have to be blind to many things. If you want to pick on every issue, you want to pick on every action. It's because some people are too sensitive. They don't know how to just overlook some things and just move on. You want to deal with every issue, you will run mad. Oh. You will run mad. You will go insane. Hello? So you need to grow to a level where you understand this thing. For those of you that are not married, understand it now. Because when you finally enter, as I will share with you, I think next week we'll get there, you will realize that in this marriage thing, there are different stages that you are going to face. Stage 1 is honeymoon, where everything is doing you jiggy bam bam. After honeymoon, you enter the next one is realization stage. Reality.com. Would you ever land? Your eye go open. When you suddenly realize that this beautiful woman, fine figure, is snoring like an engine. When you realize that this fine guy with six-pack, the six-pack in the gym is to know how to slap you. And then you will get a slap of your life. And then you'll be wondering, did you just slap me? Another one will laugh. No, I'm telling you, the many times you think everybody in church is normal. No, it's an hospital. Okay, so let's move on because of time. So love is no more blind. But when you get married, you need to be blind to a lot of things. You just have to overlook a lot of things. There are many things that are not really an issue, but you can make an issue out of it. Have you heard making a mountain out of a molehill? It can happen. Because many people don't understand the power of the mind. You see, the battle of your life is a battle of the mind. It's a battle of your mind. There are many times that by the time that's why I personally believe that the most powerful key to marital success is effective communication. I personally believe that. There is no problem on this earth except the problem we cannot, as long as we can discuss. There are many times you will discuss with your spouse and in communication, hey, I didn't just want to think this is what I was thinking. You say, how will you think that one? That was not even in my mind. You say, thank God we are talking about it now. You'll be amazed at the dimensions your spouse has gone to that was contrary to what you were even thinking or thinking. You'll be shocked that if that communication did not take place, there are people that it is 7 years later they will realize that something that was misquoted and misunderstood 7 years ago had led to a decision that is now manifested 7 years later. Hello? So when you hear things, don't just judge. It is when you see okay, that you now realize that, wow, no wonder this person did this. When you hear one side, you would think the person is the devil. When you now hear the full story, you're like, okay, wisdom new. Hello? Wisdom new. And then you realize that, okay, it's good that this person did this to secure this. So please, let's know that. Let's move on. Number 6. It is better to be single, hoping to be married, than to be married and praying to be single again. Look, I beg you, especially the sisters, I beg you, all this desperado, it is better to be single, hoping that one day you will get married, than to be married and frustrated. You have no idea how many people are married and frustrated. Marriage is meant to be enjoyed and not to be endured. But many people are enduring their marriages, wishing for their spouse to go out and have accidents. No, true life stories. No. Wishing, quickly follow me. Let him just die. So many times when people lose their spouse and you are crying, it's like, thank God, deliverance. Finally, I can be free from this useless man. Hello? True life stories. Hello? A man, that was when the church started, we're on the road there, and there's this man of God. The man of God will come, we will talk, my wife this, my wife that. Then one day he came and said, my wife is sick. She's not feeling too fine. That the sickness has been, so we prayed, give a little support. But the way he was talking about the sickness, you won't feel that. I said, okay, maybe it's faith, The serious sickness, in those days we didn't understand all this cancer, we just know that sick, and so then one day the man came. Said, man of God, she has finally gone. The woman is gone. So I was wondering, it didn't click. I said, what? He said, my wife now, don't die. The woman don't go, at least now. I'm telling you, he was so great, I'm free now. I said, what? That was the last day I saw him. That was the last day I saw him. I said, please, your wife is dead, you are happy, and you are supposed to be a man. I said, please get out of this office. I don't ever want to have anything to do with people like you. That was the last day I saw him. So don't think that everybody is happy about their spouse being alive. There are people that have frustrated the marriage and they have calculated, okay, if I do, I can't do it. The best way out, let this man just die. I'm telling you. So those of you that are not married, stop being desperate. It is better for you to be single. Let me tell you something. For those of you that are above 28, women, they have all these age things that they have put themselves under. For those of you women that are above 28, please, I beg you, if we have waited this long, get it right. If you're already 32, you're already 34, you're already 41, you don't wait already. There's no point. It's better for you to not even marry at all and be at peace than to now go 41 year, 42, 38, 37. It will be double jeopardy. And even in legal palace, double jeopardy is not accepted. When you have already suffered for a crime, you cannot suffer for the same crime twice. Hello? So this is a new rule. Because many people think, let me just marry, let me just have Mrs. So and so, and when I get there, it will change. At least I will know how to handle him. You just begin to fool yourself as if you are the creator of the universe. You can handle people. Somebody with God never changed. Now you want change them. Hello? So it is better to be single, open to be married, than for you to be married, praying, and open to be single again. And see, the amazing thing about this open to be single again is the fact that when you study the Ark of Noah, let me take you on a journey. When you study the Ark of Noah, you'll find out that the Ark of Noah had only one door and one window. The door is on the ground floor. The window is on the third floor. If you study the Ark of Noah, you will discover that God divided it into 3 layers. So when the animals entered into the Ark, God said, Noah, tell all the animals, male and female, to enter. Till tomorrow, we don't know the language that Noah spoke to the animal, but they heard and they entered. Now, when they entered into the Ark, they entered at the ground floor. And guess what the Bible says? And the Lord shut the door. So marriage is like the Ark of Noah. You will enter. But are you ready for this revelation? But as you are entering with strange animals. Hello? You are entering with what? Strange animals. Some of those animals are your spouse. Some of those animals are where inside that person you are married. Kokoti manifestly. There are situations and circumstances that will release the animalistic behavior, and you'll be shocked that this one is inside you. Is there? Is the one that you welcome that will come out. Every human being has a God and a devil inside them. There is good and bad, light and darkness in everybody. The only reason why we are born again is because we have decided that we are submitting our human nature to the nature of God. And as we grow in the nature of God, the human nature is gone, the nature of the flesh is gone. But let me tell you something, if you don't lean to the spirit, you will lean to the flesh. So when you are entering that ark, there is animals inside. Question, how did Noah and his wife survive all the animals? How were they able to survive the lions, the snake, the crocodile? So there are things you will survive. I'm going somewhere. Now, so when you enter the ground floor, and guess what? God is the one that will shut the door. So there is no escape. The only way out is on the third floor. But guess what? By the time you go from ground floor to the third floor, if you survive to get to the third floor where the window is, you have already made it. Because if you decide to get to the third floor and open the window, it's too high for you to jump. You will still die. So by the time you survive to that third floor, it means you have survived all kinds of seasons, all kinds of faces, all kinds of animalistic behavior, all kinds of manifestation. And by the time you get to that third level, you have come to a place of understanding. So many of the people that are enduring their marriages and suffering is because when they entered the ground floor and they started seeing things that they did not bargain for, they started seeing things that they did not know exist, they get frustrated. And instead of sitting down to discuss and understand at that stage, they begin to go into resentment, they begin to avoid each other, they begin to have plan B in their mind, they begin to go into psychological warfare, and then the remaining of the years become a frustration. Because you need to understand, no matter how long you cut, you are not married until you marry. Even if you cut for 8 years. As a matter of fact, the longer the cut, the more frustrating it is, Papa. I'm telling you. Because the longer you cut, the more deceived you think that you know the person. The more shocked you will now be. When a week or a month after, you see something, I've known you for 10 years, you meet this or sister. Because let me tell you something, until you marry, there are some things that will never come out. Some people will be just good. They can, they have it for the joy that was said before him. They know what they are going after. It is when they enter, it will shock you. Hello? A lady got engaged to a guy, all these spirit cocoa sisters that are spirit cocoa, but inside them, they are Jesse cocoa. They are spirit cocoa, they look spiritual, but inside them, they want love. So this guy got engaged to this lady, and every week, as in not every month, every week they were going to the beach. Yeah, every week. Take her to the beach, stroke her hair, touch her, PDA. They were enjoying themselves. The woman was like, oh my God, oh, you are too much. This is you, Lord. It's you, Lord. Oh my God, I'm blessed. I did this every month, every week. They go beach, put my do picnic every week. So she was enjoying it. And then they got married. Hello? They got married. Week 1, no beach. Month 1. 5 months later, no beach. So she was thinking, okay, maybe he wants us to settle down. By the time she discussed with the guy, she said, what's happening now? We used to go to the beach. He said, I don't like water. True life story. I don't like water. He said, but why were you now taking me to? He said, because I know that's what you will like. I was pursuing you. I was hunting for you, so I had to do something that will make you to fall to me. And now we are married. What are we going to do in the beach? True life story. The person sharing the story, that is 20 years later. They are still married though. 20 years, they are together over 20 years, but they have never gone to beach in that 20 years. Yeah, true life story. Another person was sharing her own story on how that the husband was very gentle, very caring before they got married. But when they now got married, we just be shouting and just be making, why are you always shouting? That you know, if you have shouted on me like this before we married, I would never have married you. You say, how can I shout on you before marriage? How can I shout on you before marriage? I was wooing you now. Why will I shout on you before marriage? So let me tell you something. When you marry, there will be breaking news. Forget all this makeup, forget all these eyelashes. In fact, you are going to be frustrated if you don't understand all these things I'm telling you. Hello? Reality will just dawn. When you see anybody in church, whatever you see in church is packaging. Everybody here, we are all packaging. Everybody here. Whatever you see in church is packaging. Did you not choose your dress before coming? It's a costume. You chose your, did you not powder your face? It's makeup. So you came to act a show for 2 hours. Anybody that is foolish enough to think that what they are seeing is all of you, they are of all men, of all women, most. Because by the time they get home, they will now realize. So when you are going in, understand all this. The Bible says, be careful to entertain strangers. That is how Abraham entertained angels without knowing. That lover, there is a stranger within your lover. But that's your lover. There is an angel in your lover. When you know how to entertain the stranger, the lover will become an angel. So when you see people 30 years married, 40 years married, and they are giving testimony, inside that testimony, Oloyun is pregnant with all kinds of diseases. I think I mentioned a few weeks ago. Every time you are eating cake, it's a combination of ingredients. Butter is inside. Can you be chopping butter? Ordinary butter? No. Flour day, will you just be eating flour? No. Sugar day, will you just be eating sugar? No. So all the ingredients that made up the cake on their own cannot be consumed with joy. But when allowed to mix together, and when you mix everything together, they now go through fire. Then something comes out. Are you learning? Number 7. Never take your heart on a journey without your brain. Never take your heart on a journey without your brain. Think very well, oh. Because most of the things you are calling testimony, it's not a testimony, oh. It's because your brain is not working well. True life story. Most of the things you are celebrating, you are just naive, spiritually naive. You know, when people are in church, sometimes you can be spiritually naive. You just love God, you just want to serve God, and then you meet people in church. You think everybody in church, they are all wonderful people. There are people in church that when you are talking of how wonderful they are, their spouse will just keep quiet. If these people know what I'm suffering. if this my husband can just be as wonderful as they're saying it. Not telling you. Say a lot of women, oh, bless you, sir, bless you, sir, bless you, sir. No comments. Never take your heart on a journey without your brain. Every time your emotion is the driver and your brain is the passenger in the vehicle of your life, accident is inevitable. So don't take your heart on a journey without your brain. Calculate well, think well. Common sense is not common. The Bible talks about the fact that we have the mind of Christ. That mind of Christ is a combination of the spiritual, the intellectual. Hello? So knowing what was in their hearts, is a mind of Christ that can perceive and can be sensitive to identify and decipher the thoughts and the intents of the heart of people. It's the same mind that understands culture, understands context, to know that for these people this parable will work, for these people this one will work. It's the same mind. So you have the mind of Christ. So make sure that you don't take your heart on a journey without your brain. Don't just be so naive that you just take things for granted until before your very eyes you will enter one chance. A man that you have been going out with, every time he will say, meet me in the office, meet me in the office. You don't know his house. He has never introduced you to important people. Where do you live? Oh, don't worry, no, my house is an estate. I'm not always at home. Every time there is public holiday, it's an official assignment. Every time there is public holiday, it's an official assignment. And common sense did not tell you that public holiday in Los Angeles, official assignment, every public holiday, you are not thinking straight because you are naive. And then one day out of the blues, he just calls you. So you say, I want to know my house. Yeah, come and know my house. And then you get to the house. You enter the sitting room. Everywhere is settled. You enter kitchen. Let me tell you something. If you enter a house and you want to know whether it's only a man or a woman that is living there, if it's a man, when you enter the sitting room, everything is settled. But that's a man, when you enter his bedroom, the mattress is on the floor. There's nothing inside. But if you want to know whether a woman is in that house, when you enter the kitchen, you will know. So when you enter a kitchen that is supposed to be a kitchen of a single man, and you get there is apron on the wall. And then you have blender, toaster, grater, egg slicer, orange squeezer, set of knife, set of plates, pestle, chopping board, roller. Hey, there is fire on the mountain. Hello. But when you are stupid and naive, when you are looking for a ready-made man, you don't want to labor. You want to carry load. You say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You just enter one chance straight. And then if you are wise, if you look at the sitting room, there are no pictures, but there are nails on the wall. Because you know many of you are so emotional that you won't see the nail because you are so much you say, you already, because is it last week I told you, okay, you see, one of the problem of this life is that when a man is getting married to a woman, in his mind is like, the way this baby is, let her just be like this forever. But when a woman is marrying a man, in her mind she already has a catalog. When I marry him, he will stop doing that. This one must stop, that one must stop. She's already planning on how to make him into her own image. And the amazing thing is when they now get married, the woman changes, the man never changes. They will not you see, this thing, it's a long journey. That's why it's 20. How many weeks? 20. It's a long journey. So listen and listen well. When you see nails on the wall, nail is not decoration. There was something on the nail that was removed because you were coming. So never take your heart on the journey without your brain. Let me tell you one of the things that is raining now. With this japa thing, there are two families now. So there are a lot of men whose wife and children are in another country, and they are already settling with another family here in Nigeria. So many of you that are meeting some of these guys that you think are making a ready-made man, no, you are a side chick. Hello. And they will settle you here. You will not have been months here. You will have 2 children. So people are now doing intercontinental polygamy, and everybody believes that they are the only one. And I can tell you stories about stories. Because of time, let's move on. Number 8. Make choices based on conviction and not convenience. Make choices based on conviction and not convenience. It is amazing but sad that majority of 21st century born again Christian does not bring the Holy Spirit into their life except they are in trouble. When it comes to relational matter, they want to follow their heart. Just follow my heart, follow my heart. Holy Ghost is not involved. When it comes to money matter, they want to follow their God, follow my God's feeling. It's an opportunity. It's when there is trouble. Because we are the pastors. There are people that come to us. By the time they are telling you what they are going through, you are wondering, where was God in all this journey? Hello? Where was God? I think I told you last week of a story. I will give you the full story. Let me give you a chapter. So this guy is in trouble now, and we are still in the process, but I'll be giving you update until we finish the journey, because I know where the journey will end. I already know, because I've told him to go and do some things. When the results come, I said, when the results come, if it is contrary to what I'm saying, I will apologize to you. But go and do the test first so that you'll be sure. He was engaged to somebody else, 3 years of engagement. The lady went to the UK for his master's all this 1 year, and they were in communication. He goes, the lady will come, and then he started chatting somebody on social media. And one day, the person who was chatting on social media shows up in the city of Abuja and posts it and tags him. He drops on his whatever you are calling the DP or whatever it drops, and he says, you are in Abuja. How can you be in Abuja without telling me you are coming? We need to see you. That was I came to embassy to do visa, and that's how they see. Listen, he was engaged. He's a born again Christian. They met and they hook up. You know what's called hook up? Friends without benefits. No, it's just sex. It's not. It's just sex. And that's how you enter. Bam, one chance. First way saying come Abuja, come do visa. Visa issue is no more in the equation. No. 3 weeks later, the guy say no get better. Go and abort. I will never abort. And then until you marry me, you can't marry the girl. No, think I'm well. They see the foolishness. This are born again Christians. You can't marry the girl. Now they get the stress in life now. I say you do boutique for fashion, 40 million. You now give the girl 10 million to come Lagos to come buy load. Now breast the girl take 7.5 million. Do. Hello? So let me ask you a question. Is it you now with that child? No, I didn't say anything. No. So I asked him, I said, have you done DNA? I said, my brother, One chance thing. You have entered one chance. But question, why was he doing hookup when he was engaged to be married? You see, many of you that are sitting down and those of you listening to me right now, you are not born again.